Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, life seems to follow a pattern you can't control? What if I told you there's an unseen principle, silent, invisible, yet powerful, that governs every choice, every opportunity, and every outcome in your life? Understanding this principle is the key to mastering your destiny, unlocking your potential, and living a life beyond limitations. Today, we will uncover this hidden force and learn how to harness it to transform your life. The subconscious mind is one of the most powerful forces in existence, yet it is also one of the most overlooked aspects of human experience. Most people live their entire lives unaware of the subtle yet profound ways in which their subconscious shapes their reality. Unlike the conscious mind, which we use to make deliberate choices and engage in rational thinking, the subconscious operates silently, behind the scenes, influencing every decision, every emotion, and every perception we hold. It is like the roots of a tree, invisible, yet essential, providing stability, nourishment, and growth for the visible life above ground. To truly understand the power of the subconscious mind, we must first recognize that it does not think in terms of logic or reason the way the conscious mind does. Instead, it accepts and acts upon the beliefs, impressions, and mental images that are impressed upon it. These impressions, whether positive or negative, immediately begin to influence behavior, habits, and life circumstances. For instance, if someone has been conditioned to believe they are unworthy of success, the subconscious mind will orchestrate situations and reactions that align with this belief, often without the person even realizing it. Conversely, if a person believes deeply in their own potential and visualizes their goals with clarity and emotion, the subconscious will work to manifest circumstances that align with this vision. One of the most fascinating aspects of the subconscious mind is its absolute loyalty. It does not argue or question. It does not differentiate between reality and imagination. If you feed it an idea with strong emotion and repetition, it accepts that idea as truth and acts upon it as if it were reality. This is why visualization, affirmation, and mental rehearsal are such powerful tools for transformation. When you consistently picture yourself achieving your goals, experiencing abundance, or living the life you desire, you are planting seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Over time, these seeds grow into habits, behaviors, and circumstances that reflect the images you have nurtured. The subconscious mind is also responsible for managing countless functions in the body and mind that we take for granted. It regulates heartbeat, breathing, digestion, hormone levels, and immune response. It stores memories, triggers emotions, and governs instincts. In a very real sense, it is the operating system of the human body and mind, running continuously without pause, while the conscious mind often drifts through fleeting thoughts or becomes absorbed in distractions. The problem arises when we allow negative or limiting beliefs to dominate our subconscious programming. From childhood, many of us are exposed to messages of fear, limitation, and scarcity. Parents, teachers, society, and media inadvertently imprint ideas such as, "You're not good enough," "Money is hard to come by," or "Success is for others, not you." Each of these statements, repeated over time, creates patterns in the subconscious that shape our choices and limit our potential. Even when consciously we want to succeed, earn more, or live freely, these subconscious programs can act like invisible chains, pulling us back into familiar patterns. Breaking free from these limitations requires awareness, repetition, and emotional engagement. It is not enough to intellectually understand that you are capable or deserving The subconscious mind must be convinced at a deep emotional level. This is why simply reading motivational books or attending seminars is insufficient unless the lessons are internalized and emotionally anchored. One of the most practical ways to influence the subconscious mind is through the use of affirmations. Affirmations are positive, present, tense statements that reflect the reality you wish to create. When repeated consistently, ideally with feeling, they overwrite old, limiting beliefs and replace them with new, empowering ones. For example, saying, "I am worthy of abundance and success," repeatedly over time can reprogram the subconscious to accept this as truth. It is crucial, however, that affirmations are stated as though they are already real rather than as wishes or hopes. The subconscious mind responds to certainty and emotional conviction, not to doubt or wishful thinking. Visualization is another powerful tool. When you vividly imagine yourself achieving a goal, experiencing joy, or living in abundance, the subconscious mind perceives this as reality. It cannot distinguish between real events and imagined experiences imbued with emotion. This is why athletes, performers, and successful entrepreneurs often rehearse mentally before taking action. By creating a clear mental picture, they train their subconscious to recognize opportunities, solve problems, and act in alignment with their vision. Repetition is the key to embedding these new patterns in the subconscious. Just as a groove is carved into a record by repeated use, beliefs and habits are etched into the mind by consistent thought, feeling, and action. Even a single powerful emotional experience can imprint the subconscious for life, which is why trauma or early successes have such long-lasting effects. Therefore, deliberate, repeated engagement with positive images and ideas is essential for creating lasting transformation. Emotions are the language of the subconscious. While the conscious mind relies on logic and analysis, the subconscious is driven by feeling. Fear, excitement, love, and joy all carry vibrational frequencies that shape the subconscious response. This is why simply thinking positively without feeling it often fails to produce results. True transformation requires that you connect emotionally with the desired outcome, experiencing it as if it is already true. The subconscious mind also communicates through dreams, intuition, and physical sensations. Often, solutions to problems or creative insights arise seemingly out of nowhere. These are the subconscious mind presenting possibilities that the conscious mind has not yet processed. By learning to trust intuition and pay attention to inner guidance, you can align more closely with the subtle workings of your subconscious. Habits are another manifestation of the subconscious. Every repeated behavior becomes encoded in the mind as a pattern, eventually operating automatically. This is why changing habits is not simply a matter of willpower. It requires reprogramming the subconscious through consistent practice, emotional reinforcement, and mental rehearsal. Whether it is waking up early, exercising regularly, managing finances wisely, or cultivating a positive attitude, these actions must be ingrained at the subconscious level to become effortless and automatic. Environmental influences also play a critical role in shaping the subconscious mind. People, surroundings, media, and experiences act as constant inputs, reinforcing certain beliefs and ideas. Surrounding yourself with positivity, supportive people, and inspiring messages helps to feed the subconscious with empowering content, while negative influences can silently reinforce fear, doubt, and limitation. Self-talk is another powerful determinant of subconscious programming. The way you speak to yourself, the words you choose, and the tone of your inner dialogue shape your identity and expectations. Criticism, self-doubt, and negative comparisons reinforce limiting beliefs, while encouragement, gratitude, and acknowledgement of potential strengthen the mind's capacity to achieve and attract what you desire. The subconscious mind also plays a pivotal role in health and well-being. Psychosomatic research has shown that beliefs and mental patterns can influence physical health. Chronic stress, unresolved emotional trauma, and persistent negative thinking can manifest as physical ailments, while positive mental states, visualization, and affirmations can enhance healing, boost immunity, and promote vitality. This is not merely theoretical. Countless studies and real-life examples demonstrate the profound connection between mind and body mediated by subconscious programming. One of the most empowering aspects of understanding the subconscious mind is realizing that it does not limit you unless you allow it to. Unlike external circumstances, which are often beyond your immediate control, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns can be consciously chosen and directed. By deliberately feeding the subconscious with empowering ideas, visualizations, and emotions, you gain the ability to influence not only your mindset, but your entire reality. This requires patience and persistence as the subconscious resists abrupt or inconsistent changes. Transformation occurs gradually through sustained effort and consistent reinforcement of new patterns. It is also crucial to recognize the role of the subconscious in shaping perception. The way you see the world is filtered through the lens of your internal programming. Two people can experience the same event and interpret it entirely differently based on their subconscious beliefs. By reshaping the subconscious, you can alter how you perceive challenges, opportunities, and relationships, creating a more empowering and fulfilling experience of life. Gratitude is another potent tool for subconscious programming. When you focus on what you already have and feel genuine appreciation, you create positive vibrations that attract more of the same into your life. The subconscious responds to gratitude by reinforcing feelings of abundance, satisfaction, and possibility, which in turn shape behavior, choices, and outcomes. Finally, the subconscious mind thrives on clarity. The more precise and vivid your mental images, goals, and intentions, the more effectively the subconscious can act to manifest them. Ambiguous or conflicting desires create confusion and resistance, whereas clear, emotionally charged visions provide a blueprint for the mind to follow. This is why goal setting, visualization boards, and detailed affirmations are so effective. By understanding the power of the subconscious mind, recognizing its patterns, and deliberately guiding its programming, you open the door to a life of intentional creation. The subconscious is not merely a passive receiver, it is an active participant in the construction of your reality. By learning its language, respecting its influence, and working with it consciously, you can transform limiting beliefs into empowering ones, turn desires into realities, and step into a life governed not by chance or circumstance, but by deliberate, conscious alignment with the unseen forces that shape existence. Aligning with the unseen principle that governs life is both an art and a science, a process that requires awareness, intentionality, and consistent practice. Many people go through life unaware that their reality is shaped not only by external circumstances, but also by an invisible framework of energy, thought, and belief. This unseen principle operates continuously, orchestrating outcomes, synchronizing events, and guiding opportunities toward those who are in resonance with it. To harness this force, it is essential first to understand that alignment is not about forcing results or controlling outcomes through sheer effort alone. Instead, Alignment is about harmonizing your inner state, your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions with the deeper currents of life that naturally attract what you desire. One of the most effective ways to begin this alignment is through clarity of intention. The mind and subconscious mind respond to precise and vivid ideas. A vague wish such as, I want more money, or I want happiness, is insufficient because the unseen principle responds to specificity. By defining exactly what you want in clear and detailed terms, you create a target for the unseen to act upon. Writing down goals, visualizing specific outcomes, and mentally rehearsing the achievement of those goals are powerful tools to bring clarity. The unseen principle is highly responsive to the intensity of focus and the consistency of attention. Repetition strengthens the signal you send, embedding your intention into your subconscious, which then begins to work behind the scenes to manifest opportunities, ideas, and actions that align with your desires. Visualization is a particularly potent practice for alignment. When you vividly imagine yourself already living your desired reality, the unseen principle interprets this as a state of being to support. Visualization should not be a passive exercise. It should be infused with emotion, sensory detail, and conviction. Imagine the sights, sounds, smells, and feelings of having achieved your goal. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between imagined experiences felt with intensity and real experiences, and this is why visualization acts as a bridge between thought and reality. Emotional resonance is another crucial factor in alignment. The unseen principle responds not only to clarity, but also to the vibrational frequency of your state of being. Emotions such as joy, gratitude, love, and excitement resonate at a higher frequency, creating a harmonious environment for manifestation. Conversely, fear, doubt, anger, or resentment create resistance, blocking the natural flow of abundance and opportunities. Therefore, cultivating positive emotions is not merely a motivational suggestion, it is a practical strategy for working with the unseen principle. Gratitude is one of the most powerful practices for raising emotional vibration. By consistently focusing on what is already present in your life, appreciating small and large blessings alike, you signal to the universe that you acknowledge abundance and are receptive to more. Gratitude shifts the mind from scarcity to sufficiency, from lack to possibility. And this shift in perception naturally aligns you with experiences and people that support your desires. Affirmations are another practical tool for alignment. Positive statements repeated with conviction act as instructions to the subconscious mind, reprogramming old limiting beliefs and embedding new empowering patterns. The key is to phrase affirmations in the present tense, as if the desired reality is already true. For example, saying, I am confident, successful, and fully capable of achieving my goals, consistently will align both conscious and subconscious thought with that state of being. Beyond mental practices, taking inspired action is essential for alignment. The unseen principle does not bypass the physical world. It requires your cooperation through deliberate steps toward your goals. However, there is a subtle difference between inspired action and forced effort. Inspired action is guided by intuition, opportunities, and insights that naturally arise when you are in alignment. It feels effortless, timely, and often unexpected. Forced effort, on the other hand, is driven by desperation or overthinking and rarely produces optimal results. Learning to discern the difference between these types of action is a vital skill for manifestation. Mindfulness and present moment awareness further enhance alignment. When you are fully present, you are attuned to subtle cues, synchronicities, and guidance from the unseen principle. Worrying about the future or ruminating on the past creates interference, disrupting the natural flow of manifestation. Meditation, breath work, or simple moments of stillness can help quiet the conscious mind, allowing the unseen principle to operate more freely and for intuitive guidance to be received clearly. Detachment from outcome is another practical method to support alignment. While clarity and intention are essential, attachment to results often creates tension and resistance. The unseen principle operates most effectively when energy is focused on the state of being rather than fixation on a specific result. This is not about passivity or neglecting goals. It is about maintaining trust and allowing space for opportunities to manifest in ways that may exceed your expectations. Trust is fundamental in this process. The unseen principle responds to faith in its operation and in your own ability to create. Doubt or skepticism creates friction, undermining the subtle processes that lead to manifestation. Building trust requires observing past experiences where your thoughts, emotions, and actions have led to results, no matter how small, and recognizing patterns that demonstrate the natural law at work. Environmental alignment is another key factor. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the surroundings you inhabit all contribute to subconscious programming. Surrounding yourself with positivity, support, and inspiration reinforces alignment, while toxic influences can disrupt your connection with the unseen principle. Purposeful curation of your environment, therefore, is a practical step in harmonizing with the forces that govern life. Journaling is a simple yet powerful practice to reinforce alignment. By writing down desires, visualizations, insights, and gratitude, you engage both conscious and subconscious minds, creating a record of intention and awareness. Journaling allows patterns to emerge, helps identify resistance, and provides a tool for reflection and reinforcement of positive states. Attention to language and self-talk is also critical. Words are powerful conveyors of belief, and repeated phrases and internal dialogue shape both subconscious patterns and external experiences. Choosing words that reflect possibility, empowerment, and abundance aligns your mental state with the unseen principle, while negative self-talk creates blockages and perpetuates limiting conditions. Alignment also involves nurturing a deep connection with intuition. Intuition is the voice of the unseen principle guiding you toward opportunities, relationships, and decisions that serve your highest good. Strengthening this connection through quiet reflection, listening to subtle cues, and acting on insights allows you to move in harmony with the natural flow of life rather than struggling against it. Resilience is a further component of practical alignment. Life will present obstacles, and these challenges are not necessarily signs of misalignment, but opportunities to refine focus, release limiting beliefs, and strengthen faith in the unseen principle. Maintaining a steady emotional state, learning from difficulties, and remaining committed to your intentions despite setbacks keeps your energy aligned with manifestation. The integration of body, mind, and spirit enhances alignment. Physical health, mental clarity, and emotional balance all influence the frequency at which you operate. Practices such as exercise, proper nutrition, mental focus, and emotional processing ensure that your energy is coherent, focused, and receptive to the unseen principle. The principle also responds to consistency. Daily practices, no matter how small, compound over time to produce profound results. Meditation, visualization, gratitude, affirmations, and inspired action, when practiced consistently, build momentum and deepen alignment, creating a cumulative effect that shapes reality. Developing patience is critical as well. The unseen principle works according to laws beyond immediate comprehension, and manifestation often unfolds in stages. Recognizing incremental progress, celebrating small victories, and maintaining faith during periods of apparent delay prevents frustration and strengthens alignment. Alignment is further reinforced by eliminating resistance and releasing attachment to limiting beliefs. Self-inquiry, reflective practices, and conscious decision making allow you to identify internal contradictions and replace them with coherent, empowering beliefs. The more congruent your internal state, the smoother the manifestation process becomes. Engaging in acts of service and contributing positively to others' lives also strengthens alignment. When energy is directed outward in generosity, kindness, and support, it resonates with abundance, attracting reciprocal flow and reinforcing the principles of universal harmony. Developing awareness of synchronicities is another way to align practically. Observing signs, coincidences, and opportunities that appear unexpectedly helps you recognize when you are on the right path and reinforces trust in the unseen forces guiding your life. Cultivating a sense of playfulness and openness supports alignment as well. When the mind is rigid, overly serious, or anxious, it creates resistance. Approaching life with curiosity, joy, and willingness allows the unseen principle to work with greater ease, attracting experiences that are both meaningful and fulfilling. Learning from mentors, guides, or texts that illuminate these principles can accelerate alignment. While the unseen principle operates independently, guidance from those who understand its workings provides shortcuts, insights, and practical techniques that save time and effort. Incorporating rituals or routines that anchor intention can be effective, whether through morning visualization sessions, evening reflection, or symbolic acts that reinforce commitment to goals. These routines train both conscious and subconscious mind to stay focused and attuned. Continuous self-assessment ensures that alignment remains intact. Reflecting on emotional states, thought patterns, and actions allows for course corrections and refinement of practice, ensuring that energy remains coherent, intentions clear, and vibrational state high. Mind-body techniques such as breathwork, yoga, tai chi, or energy practices can harmonize physical and mental states, increasing receptivity to subtle forces and facilitating alignment with the unseen principle. Lastly, surrender to the process without relinquishing responsibility is key. While the unseen principle is powerful and responsive, it requires active cooperation. Aligning thought, emotion, belief, and action creates conditions for manifestation, while trusting that the process unfolds in perfect timing ensures that results are not forced, rushed, or resisted